titties.
Put them hot sauce on them titties. But anyway, so I'm like under there eating her out, you know, she's sucking my dick, and I'm like, man, this is great at first. Well, I'm like 17, right? So I've never had a girl squirt before, and all of a sudden I'm like going to town, and she started squirting in my mouth. Well, I was like, oh fuck, oh my god, this bitch is pissing in my mouth. I was getting pissed, right? So I started slapping her on her ass. Well, that big ol' ass just started going, man. It was like smack, smack, smack. She just thought I was getting into it, right? So she started spraying me more. I was like under there trying to spit this shit out. Well, that was just making her go harder. And so finally, like, the only way not to drown, man, was to swallow this shit. So as I'm like swallowing this shit and drowning, I'm like getting the best blowjob of my life. And I never felt more close to God than when I did at that moment, because she raises her head up and she goes, you better not come in my mouth. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. So after she gets to the point of saying that, I'm like, okay, fine. So I wrapped my ankles around her head, and I just blew my load right in the back of her throat, right? Well, she goes hopping off of there like a damn jackrabbit in a field full of carrots, and I was like, she's like, oh my god, I told you not to come in my mouth. I was like, bitch, you fucking pissed in my mouth. What the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, what, did you never have a girl squirt before? I was like, what the fuck you mean squirt? You just pissed in my mouth. You about drowned me. And she's like, well, do you want to fuck or not? I was like, yeah, I guess. Bend over. So, like, I fucked her, right? Well, and then after everything was said and done, I went to take her home. And she was like, I'm really thirsty. Do you think we could stop over here at the gas station and get me a soda? And she lived, like, right across the street from the gas station. So I was like, no, I don't think it's going to hurt you to walk across the street and get to the gas station and get a soda. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop you off here because I got to go home. And the whole moral of that point was her name was Stephanie Fouch, but everybody at school called her Fat Couch, and I didn't want to run into anybody with her. So I was like, alright. And then I feel like I've had a lot of bad karma since that day, but it makes for a great story. And oddly enough, I've had a small fetish for BBW since then.
Oh. Are you actually clipping that?
Yep.
I wish I clipped that.
You should put it on some Rust channel or some forum. It's gonna be famous. See, courtesy of MonsterRooster. No, Storytime by MonsterRooster.
Okay.
Storytime. Hey, I'm by large right now. Anyone want to?
Or send it
or
to
am
me.
I actually
I need
small?
the views.
Nope.
I thought